Hello viewers and welcome to Gazzetta Football Italia, a very special edition of Gazzetta this morning as we're here in the winter wonderland that is Moscow. Yes, it's from Russia with gloves as we bring you an Eastern blockbuster, Russia against Italy. These two sides meeting this midweek at the Dynamo Stadium here in Moscow to determine which of these two great footballing nations will go through to next year's World Cup and, for that matter, which one won't. For all the build-up in this, the city of borscht and balalaikas, it's over to me. Moscow. We've seen the future and it's got a big yellow M on it. Yes, the wind of change has certainly blown down in Gorky Park. Red is indeed dead and they've got the franchising to prove it. Fans of the old Spartan Soviet lifestyle, though, will be heartened to hear that there is at least one corner of the old Moscow that's remained untouched by Western influence. Dynamo Stadium, Wednesday night's venue. Regular home of Dynamo Moscow, the former KGB favourites, and from its somewhat Siberian reception area to the frozen tundra of the pitch to the all-bencher access all-element seating plan, it is a culture shock in the making for the Football Italia crew and, above all, 23 young millionaires from southern Europe.
The
weather will help them to lose their tan, which they've got over there.
Мы привыкли к этой погоде.
We got used to this weather. It's ours.
Она на нас особо не влияет. Дискомфорта мы не испытываем.
It doesn't influence us in any way, and we don't feel in discomfort here.
Одно ясно, что и в эту погоду завтра будет жарко.
But we're absolutely sure, and everybody knows that even with this kind of weather, it will be very hot here tonight.
Well, the still sun-bronzed Italians took their first tentative steps at the Dynamo Stadium on Tuesday afternoon, uneasy in the knowledge that their opponents, Russia, in their various Soviet guises, are of one of only two nations to enjoy a superior record against the Azzurri, Brazil being the other. If that weren't bad enough, not only had Italy never won in 3 previous meetings in Moscow, but they never scored a single goal here either. All of which was a worry for Cesare Maldini. After all, it was precisely a lack of goals which had landed the mighty Italians in this week's playoff predicament. 3 0-0 draws in qualifications, most recently against England, but most surprisingly in September, away to Little Georgia, meant that Italy did finish unbeaten, but still second in their group. Wednesday night's match thus the most crucial of Maldini's coaching career so far. Big news as he announced his lineup was Gianluca Pagliuca filling in between the posts for the injured Peruzzi, and up front an October revolution. Little Gianfranco Zola dropped, Italy starting with their 2 heaviest forwards, Fabrizio Ravanelli and Christian Vieri.
Tecnicamente l'Italia è più forte della Russia, però su un campo così non so quanto incidere.
Non lo so, il campo è molto scivoloso e questi spareggi sono molto difficili da giocare, quindi bisogna essere a posto fisicamente e tecnicamente, quindi sarà una bella partita domani.
Speriamo di giocare, secondo me, dobbiamo renderci conto che la Russia è molto più forte della Georgia, meno dell'Inghilterra, quindi dobbiamo però giocare con grande determinazione.
E aggressività.
Aggressività anche perché abbiamo una gara di ritorno eventualmente, dobbiamo cercare almeno di fare un gol qua.
Well, the night before the game, this spawned Naya, or Russians were themselves prowling round the Dynamo Stadium to general indifference after the media blizzard that had followed Italy. Indeed, the Ruskies may be one of Italy's bogey sides, but this is not a happy period for them. Despite indeed playing in Europe's easiest World Cup qualifying group, they'd still found themselves in this last chance playoff thanks to a laughable away record. The Russians managing to draw on the road with both Israel and Tita Cyprus. Well, luckily for the Moscow fans at home, they're a rather different prospect, winning all of their qualifying matches here.
Yeah, this is an important game because win this game, no win this game at home. This is a big problem in Italy, Napoli. Better first game play away.
With Serie A favourites Kanchelskis and Kolivanov and little Dmitry Alenichev, the Peter Beardsley of the steppes, the Russians certainly had their assets, not least of which was the climate itself. And though the Italians had won the last encounter between these two teams, 2-1 of course at Euro 96, that was in an English June, and this match here at the Dynamo Stadium looked a very different prospect. Yes, indeed. Well, come Wednesday night, the frosty old Dynamo Stadium had certainly generated an electric atmosphere. So for highlights now of what was the biggest football event of the week, it's over to our commentators Don Howe and Peter Brackley.
And let's take a check then first on the Russian team, named by coach Ignatiev. It's mainly a less experienced side than the Euro 96 regulars, although familiar names survive, the likes of Onopko and, of course, Kaczynskis and Kolivanov, both in Serie A with Fiorentina and Bologna, respectively. Simutenkov of Reggiana is unfit, but the nomadic Uran, once of Millwall fame, is back in favour these days. And watch out, the very talented number 8 there, Alenichev, who scored twice in the 4-2 win over Bulgaria that earned the Russians this playoff place. Well, Cesare Maldini believes that strength rather than subtlety is the key for the Italians tonight. Hence the omission of Zola and the inclusion of Ravanelli, with Inzaghi completely discarded. Pagliuca is in goal as Peruzzi is injured, and with Delivio also out, he's unfit, but would have been banned anyway after his sending off in Rome. There's a place for Pesotto. Di Matteo is back, of course, after missing the England game. He'll play in midfield with Dino Baggio and Albertini. And such a relief for Maldini Senior, the news that son Paolo's damaged ankle has healed in time for him to captain the side. Freezing temperatures then in Moscow, where Italy have never won or scored a goal for that matter. But their defensive resolve under Maldini has been outstanding. In the 6 competitive games under his wing, they've yet to concede a single goal. Pagliuca then taking over from Peruzzi tonight. The Italians have lost the winning habit though under Maldini, it would seem. They've drawn 4 and lost one of the last 5. That defeat, of course, to England in Le Tournoi back in the summer. Tonight's referee is from Denmark. It's Peter Mikkelsen. It will be the Russians then to kick off in these pretty appalling conditions, it has to be said. A Russian team who, in finishing second to Bulgaria in the qualifying group, lost only once, and they're banking on national pride to counter the Italians' technical superiority. Let's see how their skills show up on this surface, was the Russian coach's warning. That was Pesotto in the way, the Juventus man who's been drafted into the team tonight. Albertini. Too long for Ravanelli. Playing up front then with Vieri. That's the combination chosen by Maldini. And Zola, not even among the substitutes tonight. Del Piero is, and Chiesa. Played off by Di Matteo to Nesta. He's again standing in for Ferrara, who of course is injured and has been for some weeks now. Also missed the England game. Forward by Albertini. This is Janowski. Nesta just keeping his feet over on that far side. It's not going to be easy tonight. Ravanelli's pass going astray. First time for what, I'm not sure. Here's Maldini. Came off, of course, against England with that injured ankle. Replaced by Benarivo. This is Vieri. Did really well then. Just couldn't link up with Di Matteo. Now Kaczynskis flying down his flank for the Russians. And he's won the corner off Albertini. Kaczynskis, who's been struggling with an injury since he was clattered by Taribo West of Inter in a recent league game when he was playing for Fiorentina. And he had been a doubt this week, and might be from now on looking at that. So important to the Russians with his pace and his thrustful play. This is Kolivanov taking the corner. With some difficulty too. Well, Don Howe alongside me here. What do you make of these conditions, first of all, Don?
Well, obviously, Peter, it's difficult. It's going to be direct. I mean, the football, you're not going to make kind of 5 or 6 passes in your own half. That's why I think both teams have played the big men up front. People who can get hold of the ball and keep the ball.
Ravanelli with Dino Baggio.
He's some defender, that Cannavaro, Peter. I mean, he sticks like glue to his man.
His tackle on you around here.
Yeah, and You know, he gets in front, you know, and he really makes contact. Terrific defender. He's out there to defend. He's out there not to give a thing away, and to be first, and to be brave as well.
Certainly determined there. Urgent appeals on the public address. Probably telling Jane Bridgerton he's got the wrong ticket or something.
Телефон оргкомитета фестиваля 261 21 04.
Well, he'll battle away all night. Ravanelli. Hasn't featured since April. Costa Curta taking this kick for Italy. It was Dino Baggio who arrived on the scene there. And they didn't look too comfortable on that cross then, the Russians. Here's Cannavaro. Italy will take hard for bat. On by Dino Baggio to Passato, who can operate on either flank. It's a right-sided job for him tonight. Well, not too many chances so far. Can't think of one, Don.
No, but like you just said, there was a threat there from Dino Baggio on that cross, on that free kick.
Soto launching it forward. That's Janowski. Plays for Vladdy Kafkas. Oh, here's Vieri. Almost through then. Very alert goalkeeping from Ovchinnikov.
That was great goalkeeping.
Ravanelli. Stepped on well. Di Matteo. Ravanelli again. This is Di Matteo. Played off by Kanchelskis initially. This is Radimov. Ivanov has made room for himself there. Great ball through to Kanchelskis, who clattered into Paliuka. It was hard for him to pull out.
Yeah, he virtually slipped into Paliuka there. I don't think there was any intention of doing anything wrong there. To put the brakes on in these conditions is difficult. And it was good goalkeeping, incidentally, by Paliuka. Great reading of that diagonal ball. Peter, he looks in trouble. Paliuka.
I don't think he's going to continue looking at this, no.
Yep.
Well, what a moment this will be for young Buffon, if he's called into action now.
Yep.
Seemed to be okay at first, Paliuka.
It looks as though he's holding his right
not.
shin or his right ankle. I thought that the contact was more on the upper body.
So Gianluigi Buffon, just 19, prepares to come on in place of Paliuka, who is going to take no further part in this match. Paliuka so thrilled to get his chance again, albeit with an injury to Peruzzi that gave him his opportunity. But Buffon is on. He's a very exciting young prospect, but not the kind of game Maldini would have wanted to have put him in for.
Yeah.
No option with the injury to Paliuka.
That's right, Peter. You put him on the bench, he's got a chance of going on.
That's Popov. The Russians will look to test him as soon as they can. Didn't really extend Paliuka too often. Referee in the way there of Albertini. Maldini to sweep up, but here's a chance. And surely his legs were taken from beneath him then. Cannavaro, I think it was Uran. The referee said no. He was shaping up for the shot, no question about that. And I thought contact was made with the man rather than the ball. We'll see it again, hopefully in a moment, on the replay. Tom, what were your thoughts there?
I've got to say this. He looked very dicey. He was lining his shot up like you're saying. Cannavaro, oh no, he's completely missed it. That's Uran there on the top of the picture. He missed the ball.
Well, that was far more conclusive there from that angle. Certainly my initial thought was that he'd made contact with him. But he missed it completely, Uran. He looked suitably aggrieved, but more annoyed with himself perhaps than anything else. There was certainly a chance. But a few Italian hearts were in their mouths there. Cannavaro most relieved. Here's Dino Baggio! Oh, the keeper really made a mess of that. Curious save of Chinnikov.
He went early. Off he went to his right-hand side and he went ahead of the ball, and the ball nearly got across his left shoulder.
3 years since Dino Baggio last scored an international goal. Cannavaro. Well, conditions, if anything, seem to be worsening now. Now, Nopko seems to have a problem of some sort. That's an important player to the Russians. He's their most capped player. His 54th appearance for his country tonight.
He's looking at his hands. I don't know whether I don't know whether he's got frostbite or what, but he looks as though I don't know whether he's dislocated a finger or something, but oh no, he's had a smack in the mouth as well.
Duran brought down.
He's doing well as a target man. He's holding that ball up great, Duran.
Put up too many trees at Millwall, but...
No, he didn't, no.
Popov. The Italians struggling to clear here. Half-hearted appeals for a penalty, and eventually it's cleared away by the alert figure of Costa Curta. Popov with the cross. Now Baldini striding away. He's had a super first half. But he's taken that one too far. It was Radimov with the block. Now Kanchelskis. Options in the centre. Shot driven through, great save. Alenichev with the shot, and Buffon, the man who's only been on the field a few minutes, has pulled off a stunning stop. Great reaction save then from Buffon.
That's a superb save. I mean, Chelskis did well down this right wing, pulled it back, right in the bottom corner. He gets his left hand to the ball.
That was
a great
save. The cross. This time they have dealt with the problem. But Buffon excelled himself there to deny Alenichev a goal for Russia. Sveber is on now for Nopko. This is Alenichev, who came so close to the opening goal of the game. There were many threatening moments early on from him. Yanovsky.
Авторы, поэт Илья Резник и композитор Юрий Эйкона посвятили ее всем нашим мастерам кожаного мяча.
Ivanov, Duran. They've been pretty well contained so far by the Italian defence. Two up front, Duran and Kolivanov. Oh, Simuchenkov, remember, tonight because of injury. 6 minutes now of injury time played. Di Matteo to clear. Again, that massed Italian defence doing its job, and doing it soundly. And there at last is the half-time whistle blown by referee Peter Mikkelsen from Denmark. No goals then in the first half. Alenichev coming the closest with that effort, brilliantly saved by substitute goalkeeper Buffon. Half. Italy will be the more satisfied team then as we prepare for this second period. As Joe was saying, it would be unthinkable that they don't make it to France. They, of course, have failed to qualify for the World Cup finals just once, back in 1958, when Northern Ireland qualified at the Azuri's expense. Just checking round to see who Cockclough has come on for. We'll give you that information in a moment. But just before that, Don Howe, how do you think this second half is going to shape up now?
Well, on behalf of the Italians, they've just got to stop this thing coming down the flanks. Where obviously Kanchelskis, when he's got down there, he's always looked as though he could put a cross in that they could score off. And on the other side, Janowski, he's the same. They've got to tuck the play inside, the Italians. Make the Russians play through the middle.
Well, they won't have to worry about Kanchelskis. John, just interrupt you because he's the man who has not come out for the second half. So that's a relief, I would think. Certainly, you remember back in Euro 96 when he gave Maldini a pretty torrid time. When the Russians met Italy. Italy, of course, came out on top on that occasion by 2-1. But they haven't got to worry about Kanchelskis now. Cockclough is on. Kanchelskis was saying beforehand he felt he perhaps only had 45 minutes in him because of the injury that he's been carrying after that bone-crushing tackle from Taribo West.
Well, he got the ball mainly through mistakes rather than with his own good play. I mean, a couple of times Maldini ran with the ball and overran it and gave it away, and straight away they gave the ball to Kanchelskis and he got down the right flank. It wasn't as though Kanchelskis had got free from Maldini and picked it up and attacked him. No, it was mainly because Maldini, who's been playing well, was overrunning the ball.
Сборной команде России вторая замена. Вместо Андрея Кончевскиса, номер 11, играет Дмитрий Попов, номер 19.
Olivanov. Now Uran. That was Cannavaro. Here's Ravanelli. Di Matteo forced backwards to Maldini. Then Albertini. Cockcroft over on that far side with Di Matteo. Janowski, who made some decent runs in the first half. Off goes Radimov. And who plays, remember, for Real Zaragoza in Spain. Very highly talented young man too, Radimov. Already winning his 20th cap. He's only 21. But all eyes on young Buffon, who distinguished himself with that stunning save late on in the first half from Elenichov. So he come on around the half-hour mark for Paliuka. Now this is Pesotto. Laid off a little untidily to Di Matteo. Oh, it's nice to see him, but we'd rather see the match. Ravanelli. If there had been a goal, then would he have known that chap? Here's Albertini. That was the area in the middle. Then Ravanelli arriving. He had a friend with the Russian director, that chap just now.
He must be. Peter, when we came back, Pesotto on that back post, had a hell of a chance. Why he didn't get his strike in, I don't know. He checked out of his strike and went across the edge of the box. And in these conditions, that's not easy.
He always seemed surprised to find himself in that position. The chances are certainly going to be at a premium. That was Albertini. Vieri, he's through here. Vieri has scored. Italy take the lead. Christian Vieri. Only his second goal for his country, but what a vital one.
Yeah, and what a great pass. He's always been taking this position up there on this, just this angle ball, just getting on the shoulder of the defenders, so that any ball played across them or there, for instance, he's just taken up the ball nicely. Keeper's come in under the keeper's body into the net.
Yes, he still had to steady himself there. The area after the slip by Sveber, the substitute. Did really well then. Look at his control then, Vieri, to sweep it past goalkeeper of Chinnikov.
Well, it's not what they expected after the first half performance.
Popov. Now by Albertini. On Janowski. So here is Popov with the free kick. Certainly a shout then by Albertini, the Milan midfielder. Popov. Soto had stayed with him. Played by Maldini. Ravanelli losing out though. Popov going right through and it's in! Touched in, I think, by Uran. One, 2 goals in 3 minutes.
Well, I don't know, Peter, whether he meant that as a cross or a shot or whatever it was. Obviously, he finishes up in the net. I think Cannavaro, in the end, helped it on into the net. I think it was going in just inside the far post.
Here's the cross from Coughlin. Now, who got a touch here? Maybe Cannavaro. Uran claiming it. I think it could well be an own goal. This angle may tell us. Coughlin, the substitute. Remember, he's on for Kanchelskis. Supplying the cross beyond Buffon. And that's gone in, I would think, off Cannavaro.
No doubt about it. I don't think Uran got anywhere close to it.
Albertini finding Vieri. He's back to goal. Here's Baggio. Now Maldini. Albertini. The Italians striving here to regain the initiative. Benarivo. Ravanelli, good touch to Vieri. He was surely upended. They're finding him really hard to cope with. Vieri.
Here again, it was that ball played up to the front player. Little laid back towards the edge of the D and let someone come onto the ball. As Vieri did there, and they had to foul him to stop him.
Now will Ravanelli look to curl one in from here? Certainly one option. Vieri placing himself in that Russian wall, being organised by Sergei Ovchinnikov, the Russian goalkeeper. It looks like Ravanelli. Maldini now alongside Vieri. It is Fabrizio Ravanelli. Good save by the keeper. Didn't outguess him, did he?
He did very well, the keeper there, because he trusted his wall to do their job, and he still took his own space.
Benarivo.
Now, some goalkeepers, they get a bit worried about the wall and they start creeping towards the middle of the goal, and then they get caught out in the space they should be taking.
Here's Popov. Certainly it's a higher tempo now. It's Benarivo, but the referee wanting play to be brought back for a free kick to the Italians. Their 11th game under Maldini's charge. They've won 4, drawn 5, and just lost the 1 to England in the tournoi. But 4 wins came in their first 5 games. Out of their last 5 internationals, 4 draws and that 1 defeat. Uran. Wouldn't want his washing bill. He seemed to put himself about though, Uran up front alongside Kolivanov. Here comes Popov now. Turning into a good ball. The Russians appealing for a penalty. The referee just a few yards away, totally disinterested. Might be worth another look. Meantime, away goes Guganov. Oh, just beyond Uran, who came hurtling in. He can only have been, well, a very, very short distance away then.
I mean, this is a great cross at any time. This is the penalty incident.
It was Maldini, I think Linichev.
He's definitely took his leg, Peter. He's caught his leg, he's tripped him there. But I'll tell you what, the cross, I mean, in any conditions, it's a great cross. But in these conditions, it's an excellent cross.
That's Shuganov. Now Baggio to Benarivo. 2 Parma players combining. Vieri, now of Atletico Madrid. Did really well again, Vieri. He's had a super game up front. Benarivo now. There's a foul. Dreadful tackle then from Sveber. Well, it's a very tight game tonight. I'm sure the second one will be too, and you can see that live on Channel 4. 7:30 kickoff from Naples. Don't miss that one. 7:45 kickoff. We're on air 15 minutes before that. Albertini with the free kick for Italy, looking to take a lead into that return game. Header was far post from Baggio.
Keeps it down, he scores. He's got it well on that back post. Good delivery, right exactly where he wants it. All he's got to do is keep it under that bar. Nice delivery. And he comes.
He's coming round the back there, Baggio.
Yep.
Pretty close. Janowski. Now Linechev. Good effort. He looks extremely sharp, doesn't he, Linechev?
Yeah, and it was worth a shot. I mean, he was working himself in a nice position. He could have took the easy option and knocked it down to the right flank. But he had to go. And rightly so.
He's been a fixture under Ignatiev. 5 successive starts. Linechev. What a good tackle. Costa. Via. Here's Di Matteo. There's only Del Piero ahead of him. Back inside though for an Albertini, and now Bedarivo. Via had shown for him. Baggio to Nesta. Albertini. Vieri almost allowed a little bit of space there. That's Di Matteo. It's a confident keeper. Chinnikov.
There's no doubt about it, Peter. The players are getting tired now, but obviously with these conditions, in time the legs will go.
A bit of afters going on there, away from the ball. Janowski. Not exactly hanging on, you would say, Italy, but we're not going to see one now. Linechev. Darkloff. Made room for himself.
Because that's the problem for the goalkeeper, is if he's got to get across to a ball, he can't get a grip on because the ground's now got so wet and so muddy, he can't get a push off.
Tikhonov. Plays for Spartak Moscow. There he is again now. Just showed too much of the ball though. The Italian defender. Bedarivo who come chasing back. Here he is now. Cockloff. Still going through Cockroff. And cleared away by Cannavaro. A real threat then to the Italians. Tolivanov. Cockloff. The Sveber who knocked it forward. And that's gone harmlessly behind for a goal kick.
Well, if they are going to get through that crowd of Italian defenders, they'll need a little bit of luck. They'll need the ball perhaps to take a deflection and come to them.
Uran. It will be a free kick to Russia. We're now in time added on. Janowski. Tolivarov turning one defender. Janowski. didn't really get hold of it. He snatched at his shot to the relief of Maldini. It was a chance.
Yes, yeah, it was worth the shot and he hit it well. And I think Buffon did well. I think he judged that the ball was going to go out for a goal kick, and rather than put a hand to it, he just let it go and let it go out for that goal kick. That's good goalkeeping. When your judgment is not to touch the ball and give a corner away, your judgment is to let the ball go. You've got your angles right.
It was a tired old shot really from Janowski. Heading towards the second minute of injury time. Del Piero whacked from behind by Janowski. Referee allowing it to go on though. So here he is again. Got to get it forward now and just hope something will come their way, the Russians. With these terrible conditions in Moscow. Melenichev, this could be dangerous. Koklov. Cannavaro just managing to outsmart Uran. Koklov again making his presence felt. Anxious moments indeed for Cesare Maldini. The much maligned coach of Italy, certainly after that draw with England, which cost them their automatic place in the World Cup finals. Tikhonov, then Janowski. Uran couldn't shake off Cannavaro.
You don't shake him off. He's like a leech, Peter.
The referee managing to restore order.
Peter, we're in a neutral position. We can enjoy the game. I mean, Glenn and our lads have done a super job for us this year, and we're there, which is lovely. But we can still appreciate the game they've put on for us tonight in these conditions, with a lot at stake. It's been some good football.
And it's finished 1-1. Italy going ahead through Vieri, but then the equaliser just a few minutes later, the own goal from Cannavaro. Arguments going on here after that final whistle, as the referee steps in to calm it all down.
So, 1-1 then. Post-match, the Russians, for once, were in sober mood.
Вот. Я знаю, что нас многие хоронят. Знаю и давно знают, что очень хотят, чтобы наша команда проиграла. Давно-давно. Вот. Но думаю, что рано нас сохранить. Поэтому будем биться, будем делать все то, что зависит от команды. Сегодня, я еще раз повторюсь, я очень благодарен команде за то, что она провела матч именно на таком уровне.
And of course to the woman at the back. Well, away now from the poignant scenes in the Russian press room to the Italians' sumptuously appointed corridor.
Cesare, qualche brivido, e non solo per il tempo, però è un risultato molto buono per voi.
Ma quando si giocano partite di questo genere non si può pensare di venire a fare delle passeggiate. Scusa,
Certo, però con l'1-1 siete messi bene.
No, questa è la prima parte. E oggi il campo non era in condizioni per poter esprimersi meglio, ma non solamente l'Italia, anche dalla parte dei russi hanno giocatori molto importanti che giocano nel campionato spagnolo, nel campionato italiano, nel campionato tedesco, giocatori che ci metteranno sicuramente dei problemi.
Ci sono stati tanti critici dopo il 0-0 contro Georgia e l'Inghilterra. Stasera un prova di spirito dall'Italia?
Sì, ma in Italia tutti criticano sempre, è proprio una qualità della gente italiana. Sì.
Perciò comunque ottimista per Napoli?
Molto ottimisti.
Grazie mille. Allora, nonostante il pareggio, ottimo risultato, lo diresti?
Ma un ottimo risultato perché è un campo difficile, sappiamo che quando sono questi campi può succedere di tutto, però abbiamo giocato bene, abbiamo creato delle palle gol. Si diceva anche che l'Italia non riusciva a creare tante azioni da gol, soprattutto fuori casa, invece abbiamo dimostrato anche su un campo difficile che potevamo fare anche altri gol.
Comunque con l'1-1 contenti? No?
Sì, abbastanza contenti, io speravo di vincere, ti dico la verità, però alla fine si può dire che è un buon risultato.
Sicuramente in questo momento siamo leggermente favoriti noi, però non dobbiamo illuderci.
Well, more post-match reaction now from the Russian press, indeed, who the day after the game were in optimistic mood. The Sports Express, for example, in Moscow, announcing, in Moscow, Russia proved that they can win in Naples. Punchy stuff there. We will, of course, be bringing you the second leg of this playoff series live here on Channel 4. The game taking place on the 15th of November, that's a Saturday. The show beginning at 7:30 here on Channel 4. So make sure you join us for that. And after last night's rather paltry turnout at the Dynamo Stadium, I think we can count on a full house at the San Paolo. Well, very shortly we're going to be turning our thoughts from international aces to a pair of clubs as we look forward to the return of Serie A action tomorrow afternoon. Right now, though, time for a break. Italia tomorrow afternoon, indeed, will be taking one from the top and one from the bottom, please, Carol. Or should I say, Ken?
Yes, you certainly should, James. Still, you're quite right, as our big game show tomorrow features something of a conundrum. Our hosts, Sampdoria, are going well, but their visitors, Milan, are not. Indeed, despite all the pre-season expectations, one of the title favourites are currently a club in crisis. Milan have made their worst start to a season since 1981 and are currently 7 points and 11 places worse off than this time last year. Last time out, the Rossoneri crashed at home to Little Lecce, a team that had previously lost all their league games and had never beaten Milan in Serie A. As a result, Milan now lie just 1 point above the relegation zone. So worrying times for coach Fabio Capello. After winning 4 titles in his previous 5 seasons at the San Siro, he was expected to spearhead a genuine championship challenge following his summer return. Indeed, after strengthening the squad over the summer with the likes of Barr, Kluivert, Cruz, Leonardo and Ziga, Milan were expected to sweep all before them, particularly after a sensational pre-season showing against the reigning champions Juventus. Since then, though, it's been downhill all the way. Milan have lost 3 times in their 6 Serie A matches and are a massive 11 points behind their city rivals and league leaders Inter. So hardly the ideal time to be facing a confident Sampdoria side. After last season's creditable top 6 finish, Samp made 2 significant changes over the summer. After 15 outstanding seasons at the club, inspirational captain and club symbol Roberto Mancini joined coach Sven-Göran Eriksson at Lazio. After those losses, many expected the squad to struggle this season. However, Eriksson was replaced by the Argentine legend Cesar Luis Minotti, a man who's enjoyed success at the highest level, having previously guided his country to World Cup glory. And the new boss made some shrewd purchases, bringing in players with proven Serie A pedigrees. Germany's Jürgen Klinsmann joined from Bayern Munich. Sandro Tovaglieri arrived from Cagliari, and Frenchman Alain Bogosian signed from Napoli. The new coach also brought in compatriot Angel Morales from Independiente, a player dubbed the new Maradona in his homeland. And so far the new players have gelled, with one exception. Jürgen Klinsmann's return to Serie A has so far been ruined by injury. He started just 4 games for Samp and is almost certain to miss tomorrow's big match as well. Despite that, Samp have made an encouraging start. Klinsmann's stand-in, the vastly experienced Tovaglieri, has scored 7 goals in all competitions, while Vincenzo Montella, one of Italian football's brightest young talents, has picked up where he left off last season, scoring 5 times in 6 league games. By comparison, Milan's forward pair, George Weah and Patrick Kluivert, have failed to live up to their superstar status. So far, they've just got 1 league goal between them. Tomorrow afternoon, Milan have to improve on that miserable record. Their expected title challenge already seems all but over. Another setback in Genoa will mean it is. Elsewhere among the Week 7 fixtures, 3 games brought forward today due to next Tuesday's UEFA Cup commitments, and 2 of them are among the biggest in the Serie A calendar. Tonight, Roma face Lazio at the Olympic Stadium in one of Calcio's greatest occasions. Currently, the new look Giallorossi, now coached by the former Lazio boss, Zdeněk Zeman, are riding high in the league, the only team in Serie A still to enjoy an unbeaten record in all competitions. Things aren't going quite so well for Roma's city rivals. Although they've looked impressive in the cup competitions, Lazio have made an indifferent start to their league campaign. Home defeats against the likes of Atalanta aren't going to help them make their expected title challenge. For the ex-Roma coach, Sven-Göran Eriksson, victory in his first derby match in charge of Lazio would go a long way to silencing the early criticisms. You can see highlights of that game in next week's Gazzetta. No one's criticising Inter's new coach. Indeed, things couldn't have gone better for Gigi Simoni. Inter have won 5 and drawn 1 of their 6 league games so far, and they're 2 points clear at the top of Serie A. This afternoon, though, Ronaldo and company face a real test against one of their closest challengers, Parma. And you can see highlights of that encounter at half-time in tomorrow's live game, when inter-city rivals try to get their season back on track against one of the most attack-minded sides and fearsome forward pairings in Italian football.
So it's yet another former superpower on the slide for us tomorrow. Then what will Sam's perestroikas mean for Milan's crumbling empire? And will the wind of change continue to blow for football's world order in Genoa? We'll be finding out tomorrow afternoon. Hope you will be too, by wolfing down your pudding and joining us at 1:15 right here on Channel 4 for Football Italia, Samp against Milan, live. For now it's Dos Videnia to Mother Russia and Arrivederci to you all at home.